It's always good chatting to the developers of the properties that we have on Easy Properties, because they're always excited to learn about our community, to hear what you guys are after, what works, what doesn't work, and they're always keen to share information. It's great to chat to Mark, CEO of Capital Hotel and Apartments, and hearing a bit more about what they've got planned. But because Capital and Bath, one of the properties, is currently on our platform, I was keen to chat to Rupert, our CEO, who is no stranger to Easy Properties community. He's the guy that you interact with on social media, and whilst we are all passionate about this brand, Rupert is fanatical about Easy Properties, and I'm going to put him on the spot to talk a little bit about Capital and Bath. So welcome, Rupert.
Thanks, Carl.
So first question, have you invested in Capital and Bath?
I have. I always try to be the first person in, but I think you always beat me, actually.
And as long as one of it's you or me, if it's Charles Savage, then it's a problem.
Yeah, no, exactly.
As long as we're in. But there are a couple of our users that have also invested in every single property.
Yeah.
In fact, thousands of them. So we've got stiff competition. But,
exactly.
Which is great. So, and we're sitting in Capital and Bath, and I really am impressed by this view. It is beautiful and a great place. So why did you, as Easy Properties, do a deal with Capital and Bath? I mean, what was the main attraction?
Well, I think a couple of things, Coral. I think, first of all, we obviously looking to diversify the investment opportunities. It's one of the fundamental tenets that we've agreed as being Easy Properties, is to make all property investment available to our community. And again, this is a rare occasion where we are able to offer an investment within like a hotel group into our retail investor community.
Because this is our first hotel, right?
Yeah, it is.
And so simplistically, Easy Properties users, we are all buying into a couple of hotel rooms, apartments, that are going to be rented out to the people that Mark was chatting about, and then getting the income from that.
There's one kind of, I suppose, small fundamental difference, and that's we're not buying these units from Capital Hotel Group itself. We've bought them from other investors, hence we've been able to negotiate such a big discount. I mean, I think we've got a 23% discount on this purchase.
Yeah, so just talk a little bit more about that. I'm sorry to interrupt you, but they're just on the 23%. Were you just having a particularly good day, or how did that happen? Because immediately we're making cash as investors.
It's significant. I can't take any credit for that negotiation. Our property partners Narrative put this deal together.
Awesome.
They're far more hardcore negotiators than I am. So I mean, it's significant. If one also considers, a lot of our investors will be reading that investment case. And in that investment case, it's also described how the Rosebank sectional title property market has been increasing at 12% per annum, the residential sectional title market.
Because it's quite a dense area, and there's not a lot of stock available in the space.
Huge development going on. It's becoming this new fantastic business hub. Major corporate and big conglomerates have got their head offices here, and some lots of good stuff.
And some lacquer social spots and entertainment. I mean,
which we know you know very well about.
I busted a few of our colleagues to Proud Mary the other night, but there's lots happening around here.
So big time.
So we've got a good deal up front on the actual price that we're paying, and I think it's one of the reasons this property is so popular on the platform. But I was keen that you maybe just talk a little bit more about the benefit of investing in something like this. So how long are we going to keep these properties? Like, what is the intention from an Easy Properties perspective?
So all of our properties run between 5 and 7 years. And so this will be no different. I think the great thing on this one is that we've got a 3-year rental guarantee in place from the Capital Hotel Group. But it's always between 5 and 7 years. I think it's just so important that guys realize that this is not crypto. You're not sticking your 1,000 rand in today and tomorrow it might be worth 10 grand or it might be worth 1 cent. This is a different play altogether. It's a medium to long-term investment. It's a more steady growth. It's capital growth, and it's getting dividends and yield and income. So 5 to 7 years is the horizon. We obviously got auctions going on at the moment, but that's purely a liquidity thing. People shouldn't invest in these properties and looking to make a quick buck on the auction of shares. That's just to provide liquidity if people need it.
So we're making money with the capital appreciation over the 5 to 7 years, and when we start off with a great discount like this, in theory that will be bigger.
Yeah.
So I'm definitely going to try and put some more cash in later this month into this property.
Yeah.
But secondly, we get paid our dividends on a quarterly basis. Now, that's been running now for a couple of quarters as EasyProperties keeps on growing. So every quarter we pay the dividends, and that's published on our site. And how's the feedback been from the community?
I think I was saying to you this morning, it's going to be a total of 3.5 million rand we've paid out in dividends over since we launched EP. So it's a hugely big number, which is really exciting. I love paying out the dividends. I get abused sometimes on social media where people want to know why we're paying out dividends in cents. But always got to remind guys that we buy the shares for R1. It would be more like a crypto thing if we were delivering dividends in rands with a R1 share.
But percentage-wise is always good to look at.
Yeah, you got to look at the percentage. So you can't get like dummied by the cents dividends. But so dividends go out every quarter, and generally they're very, very well received.
So what future plans for EasyProperties? I mean, you spoke about diversification and that's geographical. So we've had a couple of properties in KZN and Cape Town.
Yeah.
We've diversified a little bit now into hotels, not just residential.
Yeah.
What's coming next?
We're working on a couple of really exciting deals. Or the next property that's coming onto the platform, the next two have already been approved by the investment committee, which you will know. You've had sight of them. Two very exciting properties in Joburg, upmarket areas. More to follow on that. But in terms of diversification, we're working on a couple of student accommodation properties, which is very exciting, very good yields.
So can I just say on behalf of myself and all the investors, finally, I was going to say another F word, but finally,
I was a bit nervous.
We've been asking for student accommodation, so that's very exciting. That's great news.
Yeah, there's some really amazing properties. I went and saw one yesterday that we potentially will look at bringing onto the platform, which is just a extraordinary property. And another one out in the Vaal, we're looking there for people who follow the kind of startup community. People will know about Digs Connect. We've got an association with the Digs Connect guys through some mutual shareholders, and we're looking to potentially do some stuff with them. They run an extraordinary business which is doing incredibly well, and hoping to bring some more student stuff via them as well. We're looking at some more geographical diversification, looking at some really cool stuff in Pretoria. We've obviously only had the one out there being the Blyde. The international thing we're still looking at. It's quite complicated, but assessing a couple of opportunities internationally as well.
Cool. I mean, just I know that some of the international stuff that you're looking at, particularly in the UK, came to us via some EasyProperties community members.
Yeah.
So if anybody's got ideas around properties or involved in properties or know a property developer, how do they get that information to you?
We'll obviously post it on all of the socials, but there's a small write-up and some information on what we require in order to assess opportunities. And we're inviting the community to, any of the developments they work on or doing themselves or they know about, to send it our way.
So maybe just to conclude, in terms of the EasyProperties community, we've got a portfolio of close to 20 odd properties, I think over 250 units worth hundreds of millions of rands, and I love sharing those stats because I'm very proud that we've all done it together.
Yeah.
We've also started as Easy Equities when we've got visitors to various parts of the country, and we currently have our new Chief Operating Officer who is here in town. He's staying in one of our previous properties, the Munro. I know when Charles travels, when you travel, you always support the EasyProperties units. I mean, for me, the reason that that's good is because that's generating income that we all get the benefit of when it comes to dividends.
Yeah.
So I think it's important that people, wherever you've invested, support those properties where you can, and get your companies to support it, but check out. So don't, once we've invested, forget about them. And also put pressure on Rupert, myself, Ronald, who heads up the brand for EasyProperties. get involved in these properties. So go have a drink at the Capital on Bath. And Ronald is doing weekly activities at our properties. We played soccer at one of them, and so we're doing stuff. So if you want to meet up with us, host functions, give us a shout, contact us via social media. But this community is really powerful in building, and I'm very excited by what's to come, Rupert. So thanks, well done.
No, great pleasure.
And I look forward to the student accommodation and the other things that you can put on the platform.
Sure. I actually forgot to tell you about one that...
Make it good.
Jamie told me about that he's busy working on. He's flown down to Cape Town. He's looking at opportunity. There's going to be huge engagement from our community in kind of redeveloping this whole opportunity. Cool. It's a work in progress, but that's going to be something really exciting as well.
Cool. But for now, the Carrington, which is our Cape Town property, and the units that were listed by Rawson developers sold out within the first few minutes. It was unbelievable. Yeah. So the only way to invest is via EasyProperties, and that listing is going really well, so get in quickly. And then the Capital on Bath, which is where we are today, and it's just a magnificent property. So get investing, and good luck on your property investment journey. Thanks, Rup.
Thank you, Carl.